Batman scared him. And so I'm trying to straighten my face. I'm trying to be serious about this because this is absolutely what happened.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Yeah.
Batman chameleon with his cape, right? Like 89 Batman.
Yeah.
You know?
Dun,
but a chameleon.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
a Batman chameleon, and so it scares him, right? And he starts changing colors as he falls into a vat of toxic waste.
Okay.
Therefore, he becomes that character within Sonic the Hedgehog. That's his backstory.
500 points. This is why. You described... this is going to be the most crazy thinking that you've ever heard.
Okay.
You described the Joker, obviously.
Epic.
That's the joke. Get it?
I wasn't joking.
No.
I was being dead serious.
Matt Mercer, before Matt Mercer voiced SBO the Chameleon, Troy Baker did. Troy
I
Baker
know this.
voiced the Joker at some point.
the heck?
I don't remember if it was Arkham
He
Origins
voiced
or if it was in...
He did Arkham Origins because
Yeah.
he played a young Mark Hamill, and it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
And then he also played him in the animated Suicide Squad movie called Assault on Arkham, which was awesome. Great movie. Much better than the first Suicide movie. Not as good as the Suicide Squad.
Oh, obviously.
The one by James Gunn.
Yeah. The
That
James
was
Gunn one was
awesome.
It was fantastic.
So funny.
I also hope you're keeping track of your points because I'm not.
I'm at 1,000.
I'm
We're
at
tied.
1,000.
We're tied.
Okay, you're going to get 500 more points because you mentioned Suicide Squad, which stars who? Idris Elba?
Oh,
I was going to ask
and now
which
he's-
one. I was going to ask which Suicide Squad.
Oh,
because
the newer one.
The newer one? Oh, that was Idris Elba.
Who is voicing
Knuckles.
500 points.
I knew he was in the Sonic.
In the Sonic?
The new Sonic movie.
I knew he was in the Sonic movie.
I'm genuinely looking forward to the second movie.
I could care less.
I want it to be April 8th yesterday. I want to see the
Well,
movie.
I'm going to tell you this right
And I
now.
also want to see the second season
of
of iCarly.
fundamental problem with the fact that, not necessarily because it ended up being a change for the good,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that fans bullied a movie studio into changing that character
Design.
and everything, really, scares the fuck out of me
Well,
as a content creator.
here's the thing.
No, there is no thing. That is terrifying.
No, it is terrifying, but you are giving Sonic fans too much power because it wasn't just the fans. It was everyone.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, it was the entire internet too.
It was
Yeah.
the entire,
Touche.
like, people who have never played a fucking Sonic game were commenting on it because,
That's bad.
meow. But nothing will ever be as bad as Chris Pratt playing Mario. Let's go. That's my hot take.
On Mario Day, you're saying
No,
that
are you
too.
fucking kidding me? Bob Hoskins. Have you seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, that was a
That was
fucking-
a
wow.
train wreck of a movie.
Wow.
I can't believe we're going to have 2 good Sonic movies, or now 3 good Sonic movies, and not 2 good Mario movies.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. And I know I'm going to lose this episode, and that's okay.
That's it.
You can make a good Mario movie?
No, I don't think you can.
I really don't think you can, because
No.
I look at the game that it works brilliantly in the game. Even though I don't know if you could tell this, but I'm not I don't play games very much. Except War of Rights, which you can watch my playlist because that game is awesome.
Shilling his content. Wow, who does that?
War of Rights is the shit, all right?
War of Rights is a tactical shooter game where you get to reenact the... you just go into
totally
full
is.
ad mode.
It totally is. And it's awesome.
This episode is sponsored by... It's not sponsored by them.
No.
We don't have sponsors.
One day we'll be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. One day.
One day. One day.
One day.
We've made it, boys.
If it's not Raid Shadow Legends, it's gonna be MeUndies.
Yep.
You want another fun fact? So, the guy who voices Sonic,
Yes.
Roger Craig Smith.
Correct.
I was
100 points.
Yes, thank you. I was watching Say Yes to the Dress one day. You'll never guess who the narrator is for Say Yes to the Dress.
No way.
Yep.
That's
Sonic the
crazy.
Hedgehog. And even Steve was over one day and I was watching it and he and I looked in the credits and said Roger Craig Smith. He goes, "What about him?" I said, he's credited as the narrator on this. And the next episode came on, he goes, "Oh my god, that's Sonic the Hedgehog telling me about wedding dresses."
Tom Kenny.
Is that the only voice actor you can name?
Just about. Like, it really is sad. It really is sad that, because voice actors deserve a lot more credit.
They really do.
Than they
Absolutely.
get. Especially those who work on dubs.
Yeah.
They deserve a lot more credit than they're given.
Yeah.
And I felt this way ever, like, look, you're talking, and I've done several videos on this, not to sound like I'm shilling myself, but I have done several videos on this. I've done them with Lucas. I've done them with you in some cases.
Yeah.
But as much as I prefer the original languages to movies and stuff like that, I love dubs. I think dubs are at least interesting to listen to. They're funny when they're bad.
Yeah.
But they're also a new take kind of on the movie. And they also help bring that content to a whole new audience who either can't or won't read subtitles. Especially with Godzilla, which of course is, one of my fortes.
Now, back to Sonic.
See, I really should get points for how well
You do. You get 1,000 points. Just because you appealed to my anime side. Sonic has an anime. There you go.
I
there you go.
I did that on.
Now.
Did I get points for my Say Yes to the Dress fun fact? Or?
Yes, 500.
Okay. So I think we're tied again then, right? Because
I
have
he gave
3,000.
me- I have 2,500, so you're
Okay.
still winning.
Okay. Now, because I know you guys don't know a lot about this. Jenny knows a little bit more because she's part of the dub that I'm planning. Now, so in the Saturday morning cartoon and the Archie comics, they added a lot of characters that are exclusive to that. But they are still just as beloved by the fan base because for a long time, the Archie comics were considered canon until they weren't. Now, mainly the Freedom Fighters. Now, tell me who your favorite freedom fighter is and why.
Team Rocket.
Explain.
They fight freedom. They're constantly trying to take Sonic's balls away from him.
Uh-huh. Jenny? 500 points.
Oh, now I'm trying to think. I forgot the name of the character I play.
I was going to say, I would imagine that you would pick the character you're playing because that might be the only character you know.
I know she calls out for Sally Girl a lot.
Yeah.
I know Sally.
I like Sally Girl because what's the name of the character I voice?
Bunny.
Bunny.
Bunny Rabbit.
Of course.
Yes, I like Bunny because of her southern accent.
Just that?
Yeah.
Okay. What does she do?
Isn't she?
She's a playboy, of course.
No, she's like part robot.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is part robot. 500 points
Okay.
for knowing that.
She's part robot.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she like a strategy girl? Like she always goes. No, I'm wrong, aren't I?
No, just keep talking. It's fine.
I feel like she's the one that always plans the attacks. Like she's the strategy and the brains of it.
No.
Wow.
Adam,
Yes.
so tell me why Team Rocket is your favorite. I know they're trying to catch Sonic's balls, but for why?
Why they want to catch?
Yeah, why do they want Sonic's balls?
I'm sorry, not his balls.
Why wouldn't you?
The Sonic's rings.
Yeah.
They want to catch Sonic's rings.
500 points.
They what was that? 3,500 now. Okay.
I think that's what I'm at too.
Yeah. Okay. They want to catch. They want to catch them all, of course.
What's so special about Sonic's rings, though? They're just rings, right?
They give him life.
They give him life.
Thus, if they take the rings away from Sonic,
Uh-huh.
he's no longer Sonic the Hedgehog. He's just Hedgehog.
Just
I am 100. As this discussion is going on, I am getting more and more convinced that the only information that you have of Sonic is the stream I did yesterday. Okay, well, you're not entirely wrong, but you're wrong. 1,000 points.
oh my gosh.
Woo! All right.
Oh, that gave me the vapors.
Oh boy. Now,
Oh my gosh.
who? Now I'm gonna torture you both.
Oh.
Not that I haven't already been.
I don't think
This
you
is
can
just
torture
fun.
me after that one.
This is just funny to me at this point. Who is your favorite Sonic villain that isn't Robotnik?
Shadow.
Shadow's not a villain.
Yes, he is.
Okay, tell me.
He's Nega Sonic.
Watch your mouth.
Oh! I should just bleep that. That was good. That was good. Oh, really? Oh,
No.
my God.
Nega.
No, that's what I meant.
that's
He's
not
Sega
what I-
Sonic.
Sega Sonic.
He's Sega Sonic. He's the embodiment of Sega. You know, emo, brooding for no reason at all. He may not be the villain of the game per se, or the games I should say that he's in,
Okay.
but he is certainly an antagonistic force to Sonic,
Okay.
which therefore, in my opinion, makes him a bit of a villain, because he is that counterpoint to the quote-unquote light that is Sonic, the more upbeat character that would be Sonic, or is Sonic. He is the antithesis to that. So that is my justification.
1,500 points.
Oh my god.
Because you're absolutely correct.
I know I am.
Is that the only thing you know about Shadow, though?
Yeah. Actually, most of that I pulled out of my ass. I really didn't know any of that.
It's pretty accurate.
The only thing that I know about Sonic is that he is literally emo version of Sonic, and so
You mean Shadow.
I just went off. I just went off to.
No, it makes sense.
I
Yeah.
totally just went like, okay, if he's emo Sonic, then that probably means he does this.
You are correct in the sense that Shadow is considered an anti-hero.
How many points did I get? 1,500.
1,500.
So I'm
my-
at 5,500.
Oh my god.
Now, name your favorite Sonic game. And in particular, Adam, you cannot say Sonic CD because you saw me play that yesterday.
I already know my answer, but I can't remember the name of it. It's
Oh, I already know what you're thinking.
the PlayStation 3 one.
Sonic Unleashed.
Yes, I know it began with a U.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like. I was almost gonna say Sonic Undertale. Don't kill me.
Sonic Undertale.
Don't kill me.
That's mad funny.
But no.
That's a mashup I like to see.
That's I don't know about that one. I don't want to mash those two fan bases.
Oh no, not that part.
The porn would be interesting.
I'm
See,
sure.
I know most
I'm
of
sure
my.
it already
I know most.
exists.
Here's where I know most of my Sonic stuff, because I'm an expert.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, clearly.
I'm an
You're
expert.
you're winning right now, so yes.
That makes me an expert. Oh God. So, what makes me an expert is that I listen to you on your stream,
Yeah.
which is only half coherent because most of the time you guys are just screaming random stuff. But the other half is porn on 4chan.
Yeah, of course. Sonic porn is part of the Sonic lore. And you can quote me on that. Who is your favorite?
She didn't tell her
you
what
didn't
her
ask.
favorite-
I'm sorry. I'm so
yes.
sorry.
It's a terrible host.
I'm so sorry. I thought I was God, but like I'm so sorry. You're right. God acknowledges you. What's your favorite Sonic game?
I think Adventure 2 because of the banger soundtrack.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah. I will admit the songs that I hear like Steve and you guys singing are actually jams.
They're fucking bangers.
They're jams.
You get 1,000 points.
Hey, back in the running.
Who is your favorite female Sonic character? Adam has to go first. Because I know you know some of them, and I know he doesn't at all. Mm-hmm. So, who is your favorite female Sonic character?
Jenny, because anybody who Jenny voices I like.
Game exclusive characters, please.
Barbara Streisand.
Explain.
She's Pink Sonic.
Pink Sonic.
Yeah, the female Sonic.
Uh-huh. Now explain to me what you like so much about... What was it? Barbara Streisand the Hedgehog?
Tits, of course.
Uh-huh. Makes sense. Okay.
Well, it also expands Sonic's arc.
Yeah.
Because, at least what I know of Sonic, which of course is a lie.
Is everything.
is
The
everything.
expert.
He does own the Encyclopedia. That's real. That's
Yes,
what they called the Encyclopedia of Sonic.
That's where they killed Infinite. I know that.
Yeah. 200 points.
Ay.
So go on. Tell me more about Barbara Streisand the Hedgehog, other than tits, because there's more to her character than tits. How does it expand Sonic's arc?
Well, Sonic has always been kind of a loner. I mean,
Yeah.
he's always going so fast, other people can't keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Both in a literal sense and a metaphysical sense. So, what this female Sonic, and I forgot her name, please forgive me. I know she's voiced by Barbara Streisand.
Barbara
but
Streisand the
her
Hedgehog.
character-
No, that's Barbara Streisand
Barbara
the Hedgehog.
Streisand the Hedgehog, okay. I'm trying to think of the thumbnail for this. I don't...
Barbara Streisand's head on a
On
Sonic.
character, and I just make the take. Barbara Streisand, the podcast.
The hedgehog, the podcast.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, in comes this other speedy character who can really match his speed, which at first he sees as a challenge, right? This challenge, I've got to beat Barbara Streisand.
The Hedgehog.
No, just Barbara Streisand. So they race, of course, trying to get to the finish line. They have all these obstacles in the way. But what Sonic finds attractive about Barbara Streisand is the fact that not only does she keep up with him, but she never gives up. She never stops.
Good for her.
She never stops because he beat her.
Yeah.
Admittedly, like literally took a bat and beat her. No, he literally won the race. Because of course you have to. You're playing the game.
Yeah,
The objective is to
that's
win.
how you.
So you beat her.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, she doesn't stop. She's constantly like, no, one day I will beat you. And she likes to challenge you. And eventually Sonic forms a respect for her first because of that.
Mm-hmm. And
then that respect kind of forms into a liking of her. And now because it forms into they sort of have this idea that they've earned each other. They've earned each other.
This is beautiful.
And I thought it was exactly. I thought it was extremely
really beautiful.
Barbara Streisand's The Hedgehog story is very inspiring.
It is.
Yes.
Can I point out?
Yes.
For one thing, you get 1,000 points for that. Not only because you somehow combined Metal Sonic, Shadow, and Amy Rose into Barbara Streisand the Hedgehog, but I've also got you. I've tricked you because you just created Sonic fan fiction that's your own. And you should be ashamed.
Why? Go ahead and fap to that all you want. Plus, I'm winning the episode right now, so I mean...
Yeah.
Jenny, your answer, please.
Well, I could go with an obvious answer like Amy or Blaze, but I'll go with a more...
Amy Poehler.
The Hedgehog.
Amy Poehler, the hedgehog.
And 420 Blaze It, the cat.
I'll pick, Rouge.
Okay, why?
Mulan Rouge?
Mulan Rouge the Hedgehog. I like her relationship with Knuckles.
Okay.
They have a really good partnership, camaraderie, a little flirtatious thing going on, and I like that kind of character arc.
Okay. 200 points.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm at 6,500 now.
I don't know what I'm at.
4,000. I think you're at 5,000 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're at 5. If I were to guess, you have 5,400.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How much time do we have left? A lot. Cool. I could keep asking questions. I know fucking everything about this franchise.
So do I.
I know. Clearly. Barbara Streisand the Hedgehog was actually my favorite character for a very long time until she wasn't. She got beat out by
Barbara Streisand.
the human. They're two different characters to muddy up the canon. Okay. What is, and you can't pick the one you just made, your favorite Sonic fan fiction?
Oh, the one that you're in.
Explain.
You don't know the lore of when you got butt fucked by
By who?
It's on the GCN lore.
What?
Part of GCN lore, dude.
What the fuck? I wasn't aware of this.
Now, first off, the original draft, because I found it was the ancient scrolls of GCN lore, really. It was Sonic that was totally butt fucking you. But then it got changed to Shadow for diversity reasons.
No.
I really don't understand the logic of that. There's some adaptations, like again, it's very much like in the previous episode. There are various sects of what it is. The most common one now is Shadow, even though it was originally Sonic himself. But some of them have Dr. Robotnik in there. I mean, if you look at them, they look kind of similar.
Yeah, I see it.
I am round. And I have also pissed on the moon.
That's my favorite Sonic video.
So, I want you to explain to me in detail this fan fiction.
I just did.
No, but like,
that's literally all
how does me getting butt fucked by Shadow the Hedgehog, I presume,
Yes.
happen?
How did it happen?
How does that happen?
Well,
In detail.
in detail.
In detail.
Okay. Well, Dr. Robotnik was in his ship, right? And it was starting to take off. But for some reason, it kept hitting the roof. For some reason. Yeah, it kept hitting the roof. Like, I don't fucking understand it. You were actually on top of the roof. You were fixing it for some reason. You were up there. I don't know why. I guess because it's a fan fiction, you can kind of create your own universe.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, you were a roofer. And also you're Italian, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But anyways, Dr. Robotnik's ship trying to get through the ceiling and escape Shadow broke through the ceiling at some point. He makes it to the moon. And you fall in. And Sonic is like all revved up. He's like super like on high, like really, really pissed. Now, I should clarify, this is the original text, not so much the revamped version, because I don't really like the revamped version, just because...
You know, Old Testament versus New Testament.
The chemistry of you and Sonic was much better. Oh, God.
Uh-huh. So where does the butt fucking begin?
Don't rush it.
Sonic is
I'm sorry. I
Sonic
need to
is
build
very angry that he lost.
Mm-hmm.
He lost Dr. Robotnik again.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes it out on you. I mean, this is pretty damn close to rape. I mean, it basically, I will say this right now. It does say in the tags, dead dove, do not eat.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
It means warning of the content. It's heinous. Oh. After all, I know more fan fiction lore. That's literal fan fiction lore. More than you do, so. But yeah, that's essentially what
happens.
Is
that a flex?
It's really dark. It totally is a flex. In this case, it is a flex. But yeah, it's essentially like that. The sequel, You're Pregnant.
There's a sequel?
Yes.
How am I not aware of this? Go on.
I haven't read the sequel.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
First off, his belly extends as a penis, like a regular hedgehog should. So that was kind of weird that he was anatomically correct.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, while I'm reading this, and of course I'm rock hard, until I realized that moment was happening,
Of
right?
course, of
Right?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then all I could picture was the Sonic the Hedgehog from the movie before they fixed it.
Oh, God. Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yep, there you go.
Oh, my God. I hate the microphone.
There you go.
Oh, man. Okay, Jenny.
So I think one could argue that all of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games are fan fiction. It's the ultimate crossover that someone just really wanted, and this person just so happened to have a budget behind them from a game studio, and they're like, I want to see Mario and Sonic together. But you know what would make it even better? If they were playing Olympic Games together. And so I think just playing all those games and it continuing on throughout all these years is just more chapters added to the fan fiction.
It is one of the greatest ongoing
Right.
series of our time, is what you're saying.
Yes.
But it's fan fiction
Yes.
with a budget.
Yes.
Oh, just like the Star Wars extended universe before Disney bought it.
Yes.
500 points. 1,000 points. Because you had the better fan fiction. Listen, I asked for fan fiction, and I got it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sonic butt fucked me, but then it was Shadow, and then for some reason it was Eggman sometimes, and now it's Shadow again. I like it.
Eggman. That's the other name for that guy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Now, Sonic has had a lot of mechanics and gimmicks through the years.
No, he had a lot of mechanics, all right.
We were talking about Metal Sonic?
You mean Robot Shadow?
Robot
Yes.
Shadow.
What to you was the weirdest mechanic that was ever been implemented into a Sonic game? And this time I'm going to let Jenny go first.
Any part where he was flying. He's supposed to be on the ground. He's a runner. Why would you put him in the air?
Explain. What game was he in the air?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. Anytime he was in the air, in any of them. Flying.
Just flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's Tails' thing, but the spinning tails.
Yeah.
No, Sonic needs to stay on the ground.
How does Tails do that, by the way? Let's be real.
Magic.
What are his bones?
It's just magic. He's just really good at it.
But like that's just his body. He can literally take his tails and rotate them like a propeller. How the fuck does he get his ass to do that?
When he gets wound up, does he have to go the other way to unwind?
Never seen it, but maybe he just does it so flawlessly.
Yeah, you just never see it.
Yeah.
He's just that good at
But
it.
how does Sonic fly?
I guess he runs really fast. and
Centrifugal
jumps.
force.
Yeah.
Centrifugal force. Yeah, that makes sense.
What did I say? Centrifugal? Probably.
Centrifugal.
Centrifugal.
To be honest, you mumbled it so much that I couldn't tell if you said it right or wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or he's just on something really good.
On speed.
Yeah, he's on speed. It's a drug to him.
1,000 points.
Cool.
Adam.
I have a legit one.
Okay.
Well, not that yours wasn't legit. I'm sorry. But
That's okay.
when would that game that you were playing on GCN the other day, when would that come out?
Sonic CD?
Yeah.
1992.
Never mind then. Okay.
I'm curious to see where you were going with
Yeah.
this.
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought that was a relatively recent game since it was playing, and I saw it was 16:9. And it looked like it was HD, so I thought it was just a recent game.
Okay, but the reason why that is because I was playing a 2011 re-release.
Yeah, that's
of
what
that game.
That's what in hindsight, that's what I should have figured. But I was going to say, why would you regress to such a 2D game when the PlayStation 3 one looked so pretty?
Well, here's the interesting thing: is another series, Mega Man, did that. They had
Not talk about fan fictions. Mega Man. This is legit. This isn't me trying to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
One of my old big inspirations on YouTube named Lore Runner wrote like a really in-depth like 5-parter fan fiction for Mega Man, but took it dead serious, like Dark Knighted it.
Yeah,
Pretty good. I didn't even realize it was Mega Man until about halfway through.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So Mega Man, there's a fucking million Mega Man games. But the main series had Mega Man 1 through 6 on the NES, 7 on the Super Nintendo, 8 on the PlayStation. And then, on the PlayStation, it looked like all pretty, like it had 32-bit graphics. Like they never really went 3D yet. But, the graphics were getting better as the games went on. And then they released Mega Man 9 and 10. 9 and 10 were released on, I believe, the PS3. But they looked like the NES games because they wanted to go back to
Like a
the
nostalgia.
basics.
But that's a stylistic choice then.
Yeah,
Like a nostalgia trip kind of thing.
but there's and then Sonic copied that a little bit by releasing Sonic 4, which didn't entirely have the 2D look, but it was an idea that it was a 2.5D game.
I knew that. Oh my god, I fucking knew that.
You get 500 points.
I'll take them.
But anyway, talk about a mechanic that you thought was weird.
Oh fuck.
You're not getting out of that.
I'm not getting out. Damn it. All right.
You watched the Sonic Generations marathon
Yes,
race.
I did, and I much preferred the layout of that to the older ones. But I hate platformers. I just don't like playing platformers
Okay.
because I get very confused as to what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Very easily. Easily. There's a game that came out called Duck Game, which on the surface ridiculously fun.
I love that game.
Yeah, ridiculously fun. But I would get frustrated if I was playing with more than two other people
Mm-hmm.
because I would lose track of my character.
Yeah.
Because that's very much in the 2D realm
Yeah.
and everything like that. I would lose track of my character. I can't play SoCal for the same reasons. I lose track of my character. I can't keep focus on my character. There's so much shit going around me that I can't really figure out what's happening. And I suck as a result. That's not me knocking the game, to be clear. Like, I understand why people love that game. I really do. Even Sonic, I can understand why people like that game. But I can't stand platformers. Because I lose track of where I am, what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go. And I much preferred that mechanic of the PlayStation 3 game in particular, just because, one, it looked pretty.
Yeah.
But two, it was forward-facing.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, okay, I gotta go here, I gotta go here. And you were constantly in this certain area of the frame, which made it feel, well, it was third person, but it made it feel more like a third person RPG kind of thing, or whatever, where you're just kind of walking around. I was able to focus more on what you were doing and what you were trying to achieve. And I was like, okay, I understand this. There you go. That's my answer.
So
I know you love those platformer games.
I do.
I know you do.
They're my favorite. That's my favorite genre of game. I understand though what you're talking about, and I, with Sonic Unleashed in particular, it's interesting that you say that because what you just described is what everyone loves about the boost formula games. There's different formulas of games to kind of explain. There's the classic games that are 2D side scrollers that are just like your normal platforming, run, jump, get to the end of the stage. Then there's the adventure formula where it's essentially the same as the classic formula, just in 3D, where you can jump, you homing attack, you get to the end of the stage, you move on with the story. Now, the boost formula is described as, what you described of running forward most of the time, and there's the boost. That's how it gets its name. And you have to really quickly react to where you're going. And what people don't like about the boost formula is they put 2D in it at certain points. A lot of the day stages in Sonic Unleashed will have 2D sections where it's like a classic Sonic platformer, but with a new moveset to match the new 3D game. Now, you described what everyone loves about the boost formula, and completely left out what everyone hates about the boost formula, which is those 2D sections. Sonic Unleashed is the one that does it the least, though. So I will give you that. The game that I think does it the worst is Sonic Colors, which is the game that came right after. Sonic Colors is mostly 2D sections with very few of those 3D sections that you were talking about. Forces does both, but also Forces is a very mediocre game because a lot of the stages, frankly, are too short. Like, you can finish like a stage later in the game in less than a minute. Like, that's how fucking short they are. You can complete the whole game in like 6 hours, which is pathetic by today's standards.
You played that on a 24-hour stream, didn't you?
Forces? No, I didn't play that one.
Oh, okay, damn it. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna say.
I did play Colors though. With the 75 hour combined stream, we played only up to Sonic Generations. There are games after that. There's Lost World, Mania, and Forces, which we decided not to play because we wanted to do just up to Generations. But anyway, so that's really interesting that you say that because you actually conform to a lot of Sonic fans' opinions.
May I ask you a question in absolute all seriousness, because you will know the answer to this.
Okay.
And you guys piqued my curiosity on yesterday for us.
Yeah.
But it was a stream on GCN. You kept saying that there is a great divide between new generation fans and old generation fans. Is that the wording I heard?
Yeah. So there are 3 eras of Sonic that people talk about, and it's the same as it goes with the gameplay styles.
Sure.
Classic, my bad. Classic, adventure, and modern. It kind of started accidentally because of Sonic Generations, because Sonic Generations had classic Sonic and modern Sonic and had two styles of stages because they were trying to celebrate 20 years of Sonic. So, and honestly what they did, which is really cool, is that they took one level from each mainline game and just put them in the game as reimagined in the styles of those games. So they took Sonic 1, 2, 3, Adventure, Adventure 2, Heroes, 06, Unleashed, and Colors, and put them all in one game. And it was fantastic. It is one of the best Sonic games ever created. And the unfortunate side effect now is that it created the divide of classic and modern. And it divided the fandom in that way. But then what divided the fandom in a third sect, which is the adventure fandom, is that so a couple years ago, back in like 18 or 19, there was a lot of hatred for Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, and games like it. Mostly because, and I will always forever say it, people can't think for themselves and they listen to one reviewer on YouTube and then take that as the word of God. Now, because there was so much hatred for those games, it flip-flopped years later to where if you ask someone now, they will say that Adventure and Adventure 2 are some of the best games in the franchise. I've always held this opinion because I fucking love those games. But that, again, created a third sector, the adventure fans. Now, the problem with having these three sections of Sonic fans is that they can't agree on what makes a good Sonic game. Because if you ask a classic fan, they'll tell you that all of the 3D stuff is garbage and that Sonic should just be 2D forever. If you ask an adventure fan, they'll say that the classic games are okay, but the modern games with the boost formula need to fucking go and adventure needs to come back. Modern fans will say that adventure needs to fucking go ahead and keep on being dead. The classic games aren't really that interesting and that they should continue doing the boost formula. Those are like the generalized opinions of each sector of the fandom, and the problem with that is Sega can't cater to everybody. Even though they've tried to, Sonic Forces being the biggest offender of this, because they tried to appeal to the adventure fans by having a story with a darker tone, but they didn't commit.
This is the history community in a nutshell with the sects.
Yeah.
But man, am I glad I'm not in a Sonic Hedgehog.
You really should be. It is hell being a Sonic fan.
I would argue it's your fault. But
yes,
the fandom's fault.
It is.
I mean, they're the ones that live
it is 100%
completely by their own choice.
It is 100% the fandom's fault.
Because as much as I'll bitch about the Godzilla community, mainly being children or adults who think they're children, I should say.
Yeah.
That's actually my biggest issue with the Godzilla community is not the kids. I love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's when you get them.
Yeah.
Is when they're young.
Exactly.
That's how I got it. But it's the fans who do nothing but collect the toys rather creepily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this entire it's literally a generation of Godzilla fans who literally act like children.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no maturity to them at all. And that's scary to me, but they're a minority.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
A
with the
very
Sonic
vocal
fandom,
minority.
We
but-
get that a lot in the Disney community. They're called Disney adults.
yeah.
Yeah, they're usually all over Twitter where it's people complaining about the theme park, or it's people that like get way too deep into Disney, and it's like their only personality trait. Or you have people constantly complaining about the theme parks that they need to spend money to make money, but then when Disney spends money, they're like, no, not there, somewhere else. And it's just, you can never appease the Disney theme park fans.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm surprised with Disney? That there isn't really like a big vocal sect of, at least that I've seen. Granted, I don't go out of my way to look at this stuff, but there isn't a group of people who are like, they're like the Trumpers, but for Disney. Like it's make Disney great again. Like, bring it back to what Walt Disney was doing.
Oh no, that's constantly like, what would Walt think? What would Walt think? I'm like, Walt
He's dead.
Walt lived in a different time. We're growing and evolving. One of Walt's literal quotes is the parks will never stop growing and changing. But then when you get rid of something classic, they start freaking out. I'm like, or get rid of anything, they start freaking out. But then if they don't add anything new, oh, the theme parks haven't been updated in years. Yeah, because you freak out when Disney's like, we're painting the wall a different color.
By the way, Jenny gets 1,000 points.
Oh, why, thank you.
So we're tied.
Yeah. So now we're on to, because we're running out of time, the final question.
I just want to say this. I purposefully derailed him so he would go on this
time.
so I wouldn't have to
less time of you
us
talking Sonic.
desperately trying to come up with something.
Because
I feel like that should
the final question is going to be the worst.
An essay question. I knew it.
It's going to be, and you're going to have to show your work.
Oh, no.
No, I'm very good at bullshitting. Let's see what happens.
Name your favorite Sonic ship and tell me why, and tell me what the chemistry between the characters is like and why you like it.
Fuck off. I watched yesterday's thing. I have mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, I think you should go first.
No, you can go first. I insist.
Adam.
The Gatango.
Excuse me?
The Gatango.
The Gatango.
Yes.
What the fuck is the Gatango?
The Gatango is a giant submersible battleship with a giant drill on the front of it.
Okay.
All right?
Oh.
It can fly at supersonic speeds, drill through walls, built to kill Sonic.
Oh, it's his favorite ship. Okay.
Jenny.
I can show you a picture. It's legit.
Can you also prove that it was built to kill Sonic?
Yeah, look at the colors. Red. Red's the opposite of blue.
Oh shit, it's the color of Knuckles.
Oh, shit. So, does he really ship Sonic and Knuckles then?
Oh, I love it.
Some people do.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ship out there for everyone.
There's a ship out there for every combination of character. I saw someone, Sega Hardlight made the hard mistake of asking people what their favorite ship was.
Made to kill Sonic.
That do look like it would be made to kill Sonic, to be honest.
Made to kill Sonic.
That looks like something
It's like
Robotnik
Egg
would
Man.
make.
Yeah.
For real. I saw someone in the comments say that their favorite ship was SBO and Silver, who have only really talked once.
Oh, that kind of ship!
Is that not what you thought I thought you were making a joke.
I thought you were joking.
I thought you were making a joke. This is beautiful.
Well, if this is the case, my favorite ship is Sonic and Barbra Streisand. I thought you were joking. Whoa! I will go down with this ship.
You did not think that was for real. No way. I can't compete with that.
Jenny?
Oh, come on. I can't compete with that.
Come on. You can. I believe in you, Jenny.
What about...
I can't believe you guys were actually talking about, like, vessels, ships that, like, go on the water or fly into space.
I thought you were making the joke.
I thought you were going for the joke.
Wow. That's amazing.
I can't compete with that.
I am in all complete I am totally embarrassed. 100%, like, totally embarrassed that I hear ship, and I'm either so innocent or so tainted by fan bases. I just immediately said, yep, ship, warship. Here we go. Let's make a battleship.
I'd like to say that makes you innocent.
Yeah.
You're not
The way the
so
Sonic fandom
ingrained
is.
in a fan base that you think ships as in shipping characters.
The biggest ships that I'm aware of, like, not battleships, but, like, relationship ships,
Yeah.
is Mothra and Godzilla, which I think is cute if done right, but also extremely weird.
Yeah. Jenny, your favorite ship?
Warship or characters?
Both.
Now, in Sonic Forces, you can create your own character, correct?
Yes.
So I would ship Sonic or whoever you're choosing with the original character because that's you. and I'm pretty sure most of the fandom's dream is to be able to be OC inserts. So, honestly, for the fanfiction question, I should have just said Sonic Forces, because you get to put your own OC insert in, and that's most of Sonic fanfiction, is OC inserts. So,
I know what OC insert means.
sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna go with your OC and the lead character of your choosing in Sonic Forces. Purely for the OC
That's
insert.
legit.
OC insert
That is
angle.
legit. Jenny,
Mm-hmm.
you get 500 points. Adam, you get 499 points. That is my final answer. Because I have to
Good
give you a
fight.
significant amount of points for that amazing display.
Pure
The
innocence.
pure innocence
Oh
of
my
it.
gosh.
I can't help but Jenny named probably the universally best ship in all of Sonic.
She did. I actually never named a ship.
Yeah.
I named a ship, but not
Okay.
Not the ship.
not the ship.
I mean, you said Sonic and Barbra Streisand.
Barbra
so-
Streisand, not yet. What the fuck is this episode?
which could be argued is in Sonic Forces, because you can make Barbra
You can make
Streisand the
Barbra
Hedgehog.
Streisand.
Barbra
in Sonic
Streisand
Forces.
is a character in
Alright.
Sonic.
I think that's just your OC now. I have bestowed it upon you.
You now have a Sonic
Her
OC.
power is a big ass nose.
I bet you didn't think you'd walk out of here with a Sonic OC tonight.
Or two Sonic fan fictions under your belt.
See how productive this hour was?
It was
Very
great.
productive. Very productive.
And it's all we can all thank the Blue Hedgehog for that. All right, so that makes tonight's winner, I think, Jenny.
Yay.
God said it was Jenny, so therefore it's Jenny.
Jenny's the winner, because I'm pretty sure before this question you were tied, and I gave her one more point than you, but I had to make it close because
The scoreboard's just going to be nothing but a bunch of question marks.
because goddamn, I still cannot believe how innocent you are.
That was really good.
I feel like you both look at me like a lesser man now because like how emasculated I feel right now is almost immeasurable.
I own one of your nuts now.
Well, I won't say that bad, but I gotta
What's
say
this?
the fact that it was on camera and that was a legit answer that I gave, and that's also what I thought you were talking about on the stream, which was why you guys were spewing all these names out. I was like, well, that's an interesting name for a ship. Literally.
The only ship name that I said on that stream was the Egg Carrier. That was the only one.
Yes,
I
that's
said.
the one that I heard,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my, that sounds like a badass ship. It's carrying eggs.
Well, it carries the Egg Man.
Yes.
It is a pretty badass ship, though. I will say.
I can't tell if he's joking or not.
You're the Sonic expert. Yeah, you are the Sonic expert. You tell me.
Oh, absolutely. It is canon. It's a ship that fucks Eggman.
Yeah.
Therefore, we get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, like, you know.
It's a ship.
Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in to What Are We Talking About? I have a YouTube channel called Game Controller Network that I play games like Sonic on. These two have stuff as well. Shill your crap.
I have a YouTube channel called Magically Jenny, which is mostly Disney content. Feel free to check it out.
I don't need to show my shit because this is my channel.
It's true.
That's fair. Valid
You're already
point.
here.
Valid point.
Alright. Oh.